How's it going, everybody? It is Sean, or the Armchair Coach, and welcome to episode 3 of trying to beat the chaos wheel and rebuild the New Orleans Pelicans here in the modern era on NBA 2k26. We have assembled quite the roster. As we take a look here, Ja Morant leads the way on this team after we kind of played the yo-yo game with Zion, letting him go, bringing him back, then letting him go again. But it results in us having a pretty nasty backcourt here of Jeremiah Fears and Ja Morant. Just two great playmakers here in our backcourt who can not only score the ball for themselves, but distribute to the rest of our guys here. Although the rest of the team is a little bit less impressive. Jaden McDaniels is a great defender, and he's a little bit of a 3-and-D kind of guy, but definitely not gonna push your team over the top per se. And then power forward and center are definitely places that we could really use a dominant presence, although the shooting and scoring at these positions is definitely going to be big time for us. And then definitely have some decent defenders and shooters off the bench as well. So I mean, two cream team shooters here in Max Strus and Sam Merrill. And we'll happily rely on those guys as we get in here to season number 3 as we try to beat the chaos wheel. It's taken us a lot longer with this team than it has with some others, so we will have to see if we have more luck this season. We haven't even finished with a winning record yet. Can we do it this year? Let's get on the journey to find out. Okay, chaos wheel is on the screen. Still only 22 effects on here, always looking to add more. So this is the time for you to go down below and comment what you think we should be adding to the wheel as a potential effect for our roster. While you're there, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe as well. Trying to really push our community out there. Started posting some short form content on TikTok and Instagram. Just trying to get more people into the chaos, as we will go ahead and shuffle up the wheel, give it a good old shuffle to begin the season, randomize it, give ourselves the most random possibility here, and it will still probably be the worst possible option as we spin it for the first time this season. And we are trading for something, a team's best player. Oh boy, this is already going to be painful. We've seen in our experience that trading for the best player on a team is very difficult. However, we do have some assets here that I think we could end up flipping for a decent player. But it really depends on what team we land on here, as we will once again randomize our team list here, and we will give this a shuffle. I mean, if we're talking about a A-tier star like a Jalen Brunson, okay, not a Jalen Brunson, but maybe we can find something with the Cavs here. Maybe we're talking about an Evan Mobley being the best player on that roster. It might be Donovan Mitchell at this point. We will have to see. So I will be right back once we have a potential trade on the screen. This is really kind of the only possible deal here. Donovan Mitchell is the best player on the Cavs roster, and I feel like it really is going to have to involve Ja and some sort of pickage, because that is literally the only way we can make the money work. I mean, the other option is a package of like J-Dub or Jaden McDaniels, not Jalen Williams. And yeah, but like even with Jaden McDaniels and Jeremiah Fears here, like a package that I think would definitely be fine. We're still $8 million short. Like, theoretically, I throw Sam Merrill in there, but then the Cavs have to throw back something of their own. And then, do we see if this is a possibility? Okay, they're not interested in that package. Who can blame them? Let's throw them a pick as well. How about 2 picks? I'm so down to clown at this point. Okay. So this package does not work for them. They are not happy with that idea. Okay, so back to the drawing board. So I come back to this Ja and a first for Donovan Mitchell. Feels like a pretty decent swap. Younger, cheaper player and a pick for Donovan Mitchell. And I would even throw in a second pick. I would even throw in maybe a third pick. And that's still not of interest to them. They don't think Ja Morant and 3 picks are nearly as valuable as a 31. Is he 31 at this point? Yeah, he's 31, regressing. Look, am I going to get speared alive if I say let's try to go after their second best player and go after Evan Mobley instead? And in that package, it would be... we could give up probably GG Jackson. Does that still not make it up? 4 mil over, kill me. Okay, so we're trying a package of Ja Morant and GG Jackson. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and play it safe here and throw in a pick already. And we'll see how that looks. I feel like potentially if I sit here and I throw in like a pick like this, and then a 31 maybe, and then a 32. I mean, we're just getting reckless at this point. I mean, this package you would think is an automatic accept. Once again, I do not have the trade difficulty turned up, which makes me shudder to think about how difficult this would be to do if we had it turned all the way up to the max, dude. How are you going to tell me 4 picks and 2 pretty solid, if not elite players in Ja Morant at least, and then GG Jackson's definitely a solid depth player, for an aging star is just not worth it to you guys? That's wild. All right, well, what else could we possibly do? Throw in a 5th pick? And are we really going to do that for a 31-year-old? I can't imagine the deal that makes it happen. If we give you your own pick this year back, 3 picks, and then we also put GG Jackson back in the deal. We give you our next 2 years of picks. I mean, guys, come on. We are talking about like the most, guys, come on. We are talking about 31-year-old Donovan Mitchell here. You telling me this isn't worth it to you? You're telling me this is not worth it to you? Is it because he plays a different position? Is it because, like, they feel like they're losing depth at that spot? Hold on. I've got a theory here. Let me do something real quick and I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm just dying to know if we put him at the same position that Ja plays, if they feel like the value's better because it's the same position that they're upgrading at. So we are going to send this offer out and we will see if this is accepted, okay? What about if we throw in a second pick and a 29 Lakers pick and, oh my gosh, still, I mean, we have thrown, look, guys, 5 picks in Ja Morant for Donovan Mitchell. What are we actually talking? The Cavs are smoking some Cleveland crack, dude. What are we actually talking about here? Okay. I give up. White flag has been waved on this trade. I cannot believe. It said no offers. I think he's just untouchable, which means that this is just impossible. Respin. I love this wheel option. It definitely is not the most frustrating to try to get done when it happens. I mean, you let me know down below in the comments if you're the GM of the Cavs there in that situation. Are you hitting accept on that trade? Am I actually smoking crack to think that that's a decent trade for them to take? As we're going to try to pull off a deal for the Wizards' best player instead. That might be much more attainable for us. We will find out. So, looking at the Wizards roster here, we have a selection, actually. As we can see, it's a tie between Alexander Sarr and Trae Young. Alex Sarr always ends up developing kind of crazy in these sims, as he's an 89 overall already. And we do have a package that they're offering to us. It is, oh wow, this is a package, that is for sure. I mean, it's Jaden McDaniels for Anthony Davis and Alex Sarr. Oh boy. give me a bit. I don't know if I want to take that trade. We're going to try to do something manually first before we consider that deal. We looked at a bunch of different offers, and I just didn't like the concept. Like, we tried G.G. Jackson and a few picks, and they weren't interested in that, and I don't want to give up more than like 2 or 3 picks to make this deal happen. We need to keep draft capital on our own side. So what can we make happen with this deal? We could take a Wizards pick. I mean, are they willing to throw? They're not giving back for what they're giving up. Okay, if we throw you a first pick. Okay. I feel like that's a signal that we are pretty close on value. I feel like if I find the right pick here, they might be interested. So we will end up with a pick swap here in 2029. We'll end up giving up a pick swap with the Magic, but they should be... I mean, we'll figure out whose pick that is when that happens. It's far off in the future. But we could make this deal here and acquire another pick in this draft, which is always a good idea. And then we acquire Alex Sarr and Anthony Davis, who's definitely not what he used to be, but probably could still hold down the power forward position for us. We end up giving up Jaden McDaniels, who I think we are fine doing so. We can swap over either Rui or G.G. Jackson to that small forward spot. With that being said, we hit accept on that trade, and now we have a big time reunion with Anthony Davis after all of these years away from New Orleans, leaving in 2019. He finally returns home here in 2028, and this could very well be the retirement tour for him. We will see, but we're going to fix up the minutes and get everything squared away here, and I will be back with you when we have that set. Okay, so this is how the minutes are going to be distributed here for our roster. Jeremiah Fears slides back over to that point guard spot. We'll figure out where he's playing eventually. One of these years we'll know what position he's going to be for the future. Shout out Deuce McBride, my guy from WVU. He will run the shooting guard for us until we either find a better prospect or something else happens. And then Rui will slide over into that small forward position. I think I value the idea of having G.G. Jackson as a valuable off-the-bench rebounder and shooter for us. So we'll leave him at power forward and let him come off the bench, as well as Naz Reid, Bones Highland, and then actually I'm going to let Max Strus take these 12 minutes instead of Marvin Bagley getting minutes. That way we have a more even distribution here, because Naz Reid and G.G. Jackson can both cover those front court minutes for us. So that'll be the rotation here as we begin the season. Let's go ahead and spin the games wheel to see how long until the next spin. We're going to give this one a good old spinner up, and let's give it a spin. Had a long sequence in the Bulls video that we did where we were getting no break from the chaos, but we will have 17 games to sim here, and then I will reconvene with you very soon. We are almost finished with our simulation period here. We've got to talk about Anthony Davis and getting hurt. He tore an elbow ligament like 3 games into the season. Who would have guessed that that would have happened? However, he is not the only person we are going to be getting back here, as we will swap the minutes out and move him back in the lineup. As you can see, Yves Missi is finally back from that torn ACL. If you had forgotten about him, I definitely didn't. I definitely did, as he is finally healthy again. So our front court is now definitely a logjam. We have 3 very talented players for us that could definitely be worthy of playing time. So I'm going to have to adjust and probably leave someone like Marvin Bagley out of the rotation here. So I'm going to fix this up, get the rotation set back up to finish these last couple games of the sim. Okay, so here is how the minutes will end up folding out. Unfortunately, both Naz Reid and Marvin Bagley kind of get shuffled out of the rotation. We just don't have the minutes to go around, unfortunately. And then here in our starting lineup, we're going to make sure that we get everybody their minutes that they should have back. So we'll have Anthony Davis still getting 36 minutes, Rui 34, And let's get back to it. Got a couple more games to sim here, but we are just above 500 here at 9-8 as we reach our next spin. Team playing pretty well if we're healthy, that is, as Jeremiah Fears put up 32, 1, and 8 in the last game. Anthony Davis, 27, 12, and 5, 2 steals and 3 blocks. That's how you come back from injury, tell you what. And then the rest of the team is actually putting up a decent scoring performance anyway. We have, what, like six people in the multi-digits here? Alex Sarr, 11, 10, and 7. What more could you ask from your center there? We will go ahead and spin the chaos wheel again here and see what we are up to now. Took us a little bit to get the first trade done, but definitely not as long as the last couple, as we are trading for, are we trading for team's best player again? Oldest player, okay. As we almost landed on release your best player. I mean, talk about how badly things can go for us. As we are going to see which team we are making a deal for here. This is definitely a favorable option. We could definitely use one of these center or power forwards that we've got, as we will make a deal for an ancient trailblazer, and I will be right back. Okay, so the oldest player on the Trailblazers is Drew Holiday, and Drew Holiday is old, bad, and making way too much money. But luckily, we can make a deal here involving Sam Merrill and Naz Reid, bring Drew Holiday in. And yeah, I mean, that's a big old whatever from us. We get rid of one of the centers that was kind of clogging up the rotation. I really would have liked to have Naz Reid. I know Naz Reid's a fan favorite player around the NBA. I think he's got his own fan club, if I'm not mistaken. But unfortunately, we will have to send him packing, because the Chaos Wheel has decided that's what we need to do here. So, looking at how that will affect the lineup here, all things considered, probably not going to see Drew Holiday getting many minutes. It really doesn't move the needle at all, because Naz Reid wasn't getting any minutes either. Of course, once we make a change to the roster, it destroys our rotation, so I'm going to fix that, and then we will spin the games wheel. All right, let's give the games wheel another spin. We've gotten a couple of really kind effects so far, as we will sim another 9 games, and I will see you then. Okay, so another 9 games have passed. Unfortunately, Jeremiah Fears got knee tendonitis. He's just out here doing the stanky leg too much, made it a little tender, so he had to sit on the bench for a few games, and as you can see, we definitely struggled without him on the floor. But he did return for this Trailblazers game here. As you can see, he put up 27, 6, and 7 in his return. And Alex Sarr continues to hold down the front and be a really, I would say, diet Jokic with 17, 9, and 4. Definitely able to distribute the ball for a front court guy. Davis put up 12, 10, and 3. So, you've got a lot of defensive contributors, a lot of guys who really hold down the paint for us. We just need to find some more scoring, I believe. We will spin the Chaos Wheel. Will the Chaos Wheel provide us that scoring? Let's find out. So far, so good. I can live with the kind of start we have, as we are... Oh my goodness. Okay, this is like, now we're really assembling a super team. I made a joke about it because we made the Mavs a super team, but are we trying to turn ourselves into a super team now? Okay, so we will spin the teams wheel. Who are we making a deal with here? No way. We joked about the Brunson trade, and now it probably is going to come to fruition here, as we will see what kind of deal it takes to get the New York Knicks best player. Yeah, so as you might guess, the Knicks aren't exactly willing to give up Jalen Brunson, and to be completely honest with you, I don't know if there is a single deal that exists for us to be able to bring a player of his caliber to our team. I mean, truly, we've got just such a collection of bad contracts. I mean, Anthony Davis's deal, oh my goodness, 62 mil. Can we even make a trade with the rest of our roster being in the shape it is? I mean, we've got an ancient Anthony Davis making 62 mil and Drew Holiday making 37 mil. I don't think that we have the contract ability to make this deal. It would really have to be Drew Holiday strictly for the money, and then we put Jeremiah Fears in there as the actual piece, and then we would throw in like definitely a couple picks to make this happen, and they're not blown away by the trade we're offering. Can't say I blame you, as we'll throw in a couple more picks to really try to drive the point home. But yeah, that is just not going to be a doable trade with the roster being in the shape that it is. There's just no way. Unfortunately, like, we don't have the contract flexibility because we have two awful contracts on our roster with Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday now. We're going to have to respin the team's wheel. Can we get some better luck this time? I mean, truly, we are only going to give this like 3 tries, and then we'll have to respin the actual chaos wheel to try to do something else, as a Bulls deal might be more doable here. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so we've got a couple of different options here. It's Jamal Murray is their best player. It means we're probably saying goodbye to Jeremiah Fears in order to make this deal happen. However, there isn't a deal for Alex Sarr, and I mean, we get 2 good point guard. Oh, hold on. This is an intriguing offer here. We're talking about getting off of Anthony Davis, which oh no, how awful. If it means we don't have to give up Jeremiah Fears, we take this deal. Because now we're talking about, right, as I will fix the rotation and then we'll talk about it. Here's our new lineup. We've got Jamal Murray, Jeremiah Fears, Rui, Gigi Jackson, Alex Sarr, and then Deuce McBride, Yves Missi, Nashawn Highland, Max Strus off the bench. Truly a pretty good looking lineup, if I do say so myself. So good to get $60 million of contract off of our roster, if we're being honest. But we'll see if that affects how well our team plays here, as we will now spin the games wheel. Let's get a nice long look at our roster, right? As 10 games is good. I'll take 10 games, so I will see you here in 10 games. Okay, so as we have simmed another 10 games, the lineup is struggling to stay healthy, as we will see in here in the rotation. Jamal Murray's banged up, Rui's banged up, Jeremiah Fears was out with an injury for a while, but it looks like he's finally able to come back in here, so we will absolutely slide him back into the starting lineup here before our next spin of the wheel. But I think this team could really put together a special season if they could, just stay healthy. That's the thing that is keeping us back here as we approach our next spin of the wheel. But, I mean, I can't complain all that hard in true reality, as I think I've miscounted here. Yes, I sure did. We will go ahead and spin the wheel again. We're already almost halfway through the season here, so we're speeding along, and I still think we are well within playoff contention and maybe even making a name for ourselves here in the playoffs. But the Chaos Wheel decides what we do next. Let's give it a spin. Let's go ahead and shuffle this up now and give it a spin. Been doing a lot of trading so far. Haven't had to do much to our roster itself, as we are making... Oh my god, guys. Come on. How many big trades are we gonna make as we will spin the team wheel here? I mean, what else could we do at this point, as we are making a blockbuster trade with the Lakers? Oh, is this a Luka Doncic trade? Is this a Luka trade? I will be right back. We are probably actually going to have to respin the Chaos Wheel. Unfortunately, the injury status of our team is really going to make it impossible for us to make a deal, because 2 of the 3 best players on our team are hurt. One of the guys that would probably make the money work for us for Luka, we just can't offer because he's hurt. So unfortunately, we're going to have to respin the Chaos Wheel. I hate that we have to do that, but it's just how the luck of our injuries have worked out, because I would love to make a deal for Luka, and I actually do think we have the pieces to make it happen. Unfortunately, the way the game works, we can't trade our pieces right now because they are injured. So that's unfortunate. We will have to give her a respin. We haven't had to do that very much. Oh my goodness. Okay. I mean, once again, we can't do a blockbuster trade. We've already established that. It doesn't matter which team we try to make one with. We just don't have the assets to do so. So we will actually be making our starters play 40 minutes instead. Oh, Lord have mercy. Not like we already have our lineup banged up or anything. Let's just make them even more banged up. So I will fix the minutes, and we will see that before we spin the games. Well, actually, let's go ahead and spin the games wheel now. How long are we going to be in that 40 minutes a game sequence here? And it's only going to be for 7 games. So I will fix the minutes, and we will show that before we start simming. 40 minutes apiece for the 3 injured, the 3 Musketeers of injury here, and then our bench is playing next to no minutes for the next 7 games, so I will see you when we have finished simming those. Okay, so we are 23 and 25 here as 7 games have passed. The lineup's just not putting it together, unfortunately. We're just not having the kind of scoring distribution maybe that makes a difference. One thing that we could maybe do here is take a look at the tendencies. I mean, Alex Sarr with a 50-shot tendency, that's fine. Maybe we bump up Jeremiah Fear's shot tendency a little bit. Same thing here with like Jamal Murray. They're the best 2 shooters on our team. We definitely want them taking more shots, right? So we'll leave that in place here as we will go ahead and spin our wheel once more. Lineup is starting to get back in shape as far as their injuries are concerned, so hopefully we are in a better position if we have to trade, which we continue to trade. This is the trade special as we are looking for a team's worst player. Which team are we acquiring some booty butt cheeks from? Let's find out. Let's give it a spin. It is looking like the New York Knicks. So instead of Captain My Captain, Brunson Egg and Cheese, we're going to go for the opposite end of the Knicks roster. Okay, so the worst player on the Knicks roster right now is Bernie Connor, a 71 overall point guard here, as they will give us, okay, so we could give up Marvin Bagley for Bernie Connor in a first, Bones Highland and a second for the same deal, or Jordan Goodwin, Jamie Ward. I actually like this deal a lot more. So, oh, wait. Yeah, okay. They're giving us San Antonio's unprotected pick. Yep, we'll add the exception and take that deal. Doesn't matter as far as the players are concerned, though, but we do end up with another pick here, although it is a Spurs pick, so maybe not the most valuable, but when we don't have any picks in that draft, any pick is of value to us. Chaos complete in quick fashion this time. Don't get many of those, unfortunately, as we will spin the games wheel once more. I mean, it has truly been the trade special this episode. We have been doing quite a lot of it, as we will get a nice long break here to let our lineup kind of mesh together, and I will see you in 17 games. Okay, so we are at the contract extension deadline. We still have about 4 games to go before we reach 17 games. However, we do have a couple of guys that need a re-sign option here. Now, Jamal Murray's asking for only 17 mil a year. I mean, he's what, 31? I don't want to offer him a 3-year deal. I may be interested in like 2-year extension. We'll happily take that kind of production out of someone his age for a couple years. And then G.G. Jackson is really the other big, do we keep him around or not? He only wants 16 mil for 2 years. I think we are fine keeping him around for 3 years even at that rate. And then everybody else here is, I mean, yeah, we're fine letting these 2 walk. Yeah, let me bring back Drew Holiday. I'm sure he'd sign a minimum, but I'm not interested in that at all. And we will continue to move on here. Got 4 more games here as we try to keep ourselves above 500. Still probably within play-in range, but this is a team that I feel like should be playing better than this. Okay, so we finished the other 4 games, and now 17 games have passed here as we are into March, and we are looking to finish exactly 42 and 42, or 41 and 41 this year, because we cannot stay above 500 or below 500 for that matter. But what are we doing next here as we spin the chaos wheel? Anything other than a trade at this point. I'm so tired of making trades. As... Oh my god, guys, come on. Okay. Who are we trading away our best player to? I mean, it's what, Alex Sarr? Oh, we can't even trade away Alex Sarr because he's hurt. We can't trade away our best player right now because they're hurt. So I think that is a respin, unfortunately. If you're looking for proof here, I will get to let you under the hood. You'll see my OBS for a hot second there bite me. As we will look at, and you can see Alex Sarr broke his hand. He's out for 4 to 6 weeks. And he is indeed better than Jeremiah Fears and Jamal Murray. So can't do that trade. So gonna have to respin the wheel because we can't trade away our best player. This episode has truly been the respin and trade special, as we will see what effect we will land on here. And are we swapping? No. So once again, we can't bench our best player because he's technically already benched, but we will bench one of our 2 star players here in the backcourt, and then I will let's go ahead and spin the games wheel now, and then I will show you the lineup before we begin simming the next 12 games, it looks like. So I will show you our lineup, and then we'll get going. Okay, so as you can see, Deuce McBride cracks the starting lineup once more, as we will bench Jeremiah Fears for the next 12 games, and I will see you then. All right, well, like I said, we're shooting for 41 and 41. This lineup is just impressive how exactly mediocre we are. Jamal Murray's banged up once again. Who's surprised about that? It's not me. As once again, I really think the injuries are holding us back significantly from what we could be if the lineup could stay healthy for more than a couple games. But unfortunately, that's just not going to be the case for us. So we will get Jeremiah Fears back in the lineup here and then get the minutes back right. And then we will spin our chaos wheel once again. Okay, let's give the wheel a spin. We are right up against the end of the season here, and we are making one more trade right at the end of the season. We are trading for a team's worst contract, because why the hell not? Well, let's see which team we are attempting to find a bad contract on. Okay, Team Will was being a little bit weird. We'll spin it again, and it is going to be the Trailblazers again. Okay, so we're going back to the Blazers well here and seeing what we can produce. Okay, so Jeremy Grant is making a stupid amount of money here. So I propose this swap here. We'll give you Drew Holiday back for Jeremy Grant straight up. No, you're not getting a first pick out of me. You can get a couple seconds, and you can hold on to Sam Merrill there. Yeah, hold. Okay, so Drew Holiday's probably got some fucking whiplash by the time he's getting back to Portland here. We traded for him and then sent him back. That's what the Chaos Wheel does. Crazy stuff happens here, as that won't affect our roster at all. Jeremy Grant won't be getting any minutes here, as I will make sure that look at that. Look how messed up our rotation gets. So I'm going to have to fix this because 2K fucking sucks, and then we will sim the rest of the season, because actually, no, we do have to spin the wheel because we can actually land on a number less than the games left in the season. So I will see you soon. Okay, so we are spinning this maybe for the last time. No, we aren't. This is why we have to spin it. This is why I said we can't just sim the rest of the season. I will sim one game, and we'll see what happens the next time we spin the Chaos Wheel. Why does it have to be like this right at the end of the season? All right, one game passed now. Let's spin the wheel. Can you believe that we're going to have to do this again? I mean, come on. We were so close, Wheel. Why do you do this to us? As we are... Okay. That's much, I can do that for the rest of the season if that is what happens here. We'll spin the games wheel. Is it going to be for the rest of the regular season? And yes, it will indeed be, as there's only 4 games left. 7 games is what we spun. So I will see you at regular season awards. All right, so as you can see, 20 minutes for our starters. Lots of minutes for our bench here for the last couple games of the season. How does it go? You know what? Let's go ahead and keep it up on the screen here, and we will finish out Oh my God. I've been calling it since like the first quarter of the season, and it happens. We go 41-41. We are the definition of mid. It can't get any more mediocre than that, as Wemby wins another MVP here, 27, 13, and 5. 2 steals to go along with Leary at 3 blocks. Great season from him. What you've grown to expect more than anything. Jamie Jackson, 21, 4 and 4, is your rookie of the year. Not a bad rookie year, I would say. Josh Giddey, with his long, gangly limbs, he just makes me uncomfortable to look at, man. Something looks wrong about him in a basketball uniform. And Wemby wins DPOY. Hey, Alex Sarr, in his first year on the Pels, wins most improved, averaging 12, 11, and 5 for us, with a steal and 2 blocks as well. So I'm happy about that performance from him. D-Book averaging 35, 5, and 5? Who is this guy? I mean, Anthony Edwards is just averaging nuts numbers, 34, 5, and 5 for him as well. Cade's averaging 31, 5, and 8. Jokic is averaging 30, 11, and 8. I mean, what are we talking about here? Or is that just his fourth quarter stats? I guess that must be just his fourth quarter stats, because that's not his... Nope, that is his points per game. Did he get hurt again this year? He played 76 games. What are we talking about? Why didn't I see him in contention for MVP? Hold on. Okay, there we go. Now he's popping up. Yeah, 35 points a game. Holy cow, Devin Booker. Who are you all of a sudden? 34 points a game last year and 35 this year. And that Suns team is pretty decent. It's not like there's nobody on there. We don't win Coach or Executive of the Year, boo-hoo, as we take a look at the All-NBA firsts here. Victor, Jokic, Giannis, Ant, and Devin Booker. I mean, God, I sure hope so, on the All-NBA first. What's Giannis doing here at 33? Still on the Bucks in this universe. 25 or 26, 10, and 5. Pretty respectable. It's just about what you would expect from Giannis. Paolo, Diaper Booty Sengun moves up a tier. Okay, second team All-NBA. Pretty good season from him, all things considered. 24, 9, and 6. And Luka, who we tried to maybe make a deal for, just didn't end up working out here, as he averages 26, 6, and 7. Chet makes All-NBA second, averaging 22, 12, and 1. That's how I know this is a video game. You know Chet ain't putting up those kind of numbers. And LaMelo averaging 25, 5, and 7 in the All-NBA second as well. Jalen Green, Cooper Flag, Shea, Jalen Brunson, and AJ DeBonsa gets on to the All-NBA third here as a second-year guy, averaging 22, 6, and 6. Really good season from him. Cooper Flag averaging 23, 7, and 5 before he got hurt. And then Shea still doing it here at 29, 28, 3, and 6 for him. And then your all defensive firsts, guys you would expect. Dyson Daniels, Amen Thompson crack the All-NBA first. And then Chet Holmgren actually finds a spot on the all defensive first. Donovan Clingan, Kessler, Bam, Jaren Jackson, and Evan Mobley make up the all-defensive second, and then a bunch of auto-generated guys, obviously. Jaden Quaintance is definitely not a rookie. We're going to ignore that. Probably just hasn't gotten any starting time here. As we are indeed in the playoffs here, we are the 10 seed, and we are up against the Rockets here in the first game of the play-in. Let's go ahead and hop into the Simcast. Can our squad get farther into the playoffs? And it is looking like no. We're going to get eliminated in the first round again. I mean, not even the first round. It's the play-in. So, can't even make it out of the play-in for a second straight year, but that's the way the chaos wheel goes. I don't know what would have happened if things went differently, but that's kind of what the chaos wheel does. We don't have the benefit of hindsight with these deals because it's not like it was just a bad decision. It was something I was forced into doing. But we'll go ahead and send the rest of the play-in here as well as the first round of the playoffs. And let's see if we have any interesting series here. We're going to go ahead and skip forward 4 games as it's looking like a lot of gentlemen's sweeps forming, as we'll give us another 2 games of sim here. And then on the east side, it's actually looking like it's going to develop into a fairly close race here. We'll sim 1 more as the Knicks manage to close it out in 6 on the Hawks, but we have a Cleveland and Celtics series here, and we will hop into the Simcast and see what happens as the Celtics are off to a hot start early, but Cleveland's storming back, and whoa, where did that burst come from in a minute, as the Celtics will end up overcoming a late deficit there and taking the win in 7. So conference finals look very close to what they did in real life in current year. However, the Celtics are in the finals in this one and not the Cavs. So let's go ahead and see how they shake out here in 2028. As 4 games in, there's 2 close series on our hands. And the Celtics are going to close the Knicks out in 7 here. I mean, Tatum, Brown, Nimi Keita has developed into a decent front court guy. They have Josh Hart. Oh my God, there's no way. Oh, the revenge tour the revenge tour, as we have a game 7 here between the Thunder and Spurs. Let's hop in here. Is it going to be a nail biter like it was in real life? It's not looking like it, as it's going to be a Thunder blowout win, and Chet is your conference finals MVP. What are we talking about? This is definitely a simulation. If you didn't believe it before, as Tatum was averaging 34, 8, and 5 in the conference final. Holy jittle. We have a finals matchup here. Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Josh Hart, and Nimi Keita is your Celtics team versus this Shea, Kason Wallace, J-Dub, Chet, and Thomas Sorber-led Oklahoma City Thunder. Who is it going to be here in 2028 as the Thunder quickly take the first 2? Celtics managed to take game 3, but we are facing another gentleman's sweep here, although the Celtics do take game 5 and game 6. So game 7 for it all. Who will it be this season? The Thunder are up by 20 here late in the 4th. It's not going to be a game. The Celtics gave it a valiant effort, but Chet Holmgren apparently is God himself. Shooting OD Trey ball, or what is it? OD hang pulls from Trey is OD or whatever. I don't know. Ridiculousness that he's the MVP of the finals here. As once again, oh my gosh, things are getting bleak around here as far as our budget. I don't know how we've made the playoffs and had some success, as KD, DeRozan, Drew Holiday, PG, and quite a few other notable players here retire, and we will see who ends up in the Hall of Fame. It's going to be KD, Damian Lillard, Paul George, and DeMar DeRozan checking into the Hall of Fame, and of course, probably a few of those guys having their jerseys retired is Damian Lillard, Draymond Green, and KD, as we will check and make sure the league meetings don't do anything stupid to the league. Sudden death rule, something like that. Yeah, no, we are good on that. Thank you, Adam Silver. Probably a very believable thing that Adam Silver would absolutely try to make happen here, as we are looking in the lottery, as the Clippers have the 13th best odds, and that is a pick from us. So we will go ahead and skip through the lottery here. So they end up with the 13th pick, and the pick that we ended up giving up here, as we have the 22nd pick from Cleveland, we gave up a pick from the Wizards, right? As that is going to be the 8th pick. Oh man. I mean, it would have been nice to keep that pick, but at the end of the day, we end up with a player in Jamal Murray that I think is still a very high-quality starter for us. So before we jump here into the draft, we have to spin the draft chaos wheel. So what will we be achieving with the number 22 pick this year? I will tell you, the last couple of videos on this that we've done, we have just not had very much fun when it's come time for the draft, as we will spin the wheel, and we are making a draft and trade. So if you don't know what that means we are going to pick somebody at pick 22 and then immediately try to trade them away. That is something that happens very often on draft night, and we're going to try to make that happen for ourselves here. So let's go ahead and we will sim to our pick and see who's on the board. Okay, so we have reached pick 22 here, and it looks like there's still at least one decent player here. I mean, there are some guys here who say they have A- potential, like Ruben Garrett here. or okay, Mose from The Office, or otherwise known as Richie Joseph. And then I mean, all things said, I think the best plan, we could take this B+ guy as well, but I think we go for the highest possible potential, and then we go into the trade finder here for the guy we just drafted here in Ruben Garrett. And what can we get? We could get Mitch Robinson. I'm good on that. We could literally just get back Naz Reid and Sam Merrill. Definitely good on that. Alex Caruso and a top 5 protected first. Good on that. Jonathan Isaac and a lottery protected first. I'm good on that. Okay, a pick swap next year from the Nuggets. That's something to consider because we're not taking on anything I hate in the process as well. So that's definitely our top offer here as we continue to take a look. Oh, hell no. Quentin Grimes and a first. No, I don't want to give up a first as part of this deal as well. Okay, Sam Hauser, shout out my GOAT. Sam Hauser and the 28th pick in this draft. I'm good on that. Still not giving up a first. I'm not giving up a first. So I think what we end up doing here is we just trade away Ruben Garrett here. We acquire a future pick from the Mavericks, which is a swap, but it doesn't matter. A pick is a pick, and we will happily use the capital that we had in this draft to get ourselves some more draft capital, as we will. Okay, of course you accept your player option. Why wouldn't you little fucking chud? And we will definitely make sure we accept Jeremiah Fierce option. We will extend the qualifying to both of our centers here. I mean, do we let Yves Missi walk? We have Marvin Bagley on the roster. I kind of am okay letting him walk out the door. So we will let Alex Sarr hopefully come back to us. And we also will let Jeremiah Fierce come back to us. And Luka's here again. Oh, my God. So we have... We're going to renounce the rights on all of these guys. Yeah, we're still 12 mil in the hole. Is there anything we can do to free up the space? I mean, okay. Before we even, like, attempt that idea, right? Because we could put Luka anywhere. We could throw him at shooting guard. We could throw him at small forward even, and he would be fine. Let's spin the yes-no wheel, because he's obviously the best player in the class, to see if it's even worth doing what we would have to do to clear the space to bring him in. Now, remember, this wheel decides whether or not we can go after the best player or one of the best players in the free agent cycle. We haven't had to use this too many times because we haven't been in a position where that's been something we've needed to do. Can we attempt to sign Luka this year? As we are... Oh, we're right on the edge. Oh my God, yes, we can. If we want to, we can go out here and make a deal for Luka. That is big news. So how do we approach going after him here? How do we make it happen? I think we definitely have to evaluate our contracts here. Jamal Murray, if we're going to make this deal, Jamal Murray's got to go. And so does Patrick Williams, I think. And, okay. All right. Remember, this is the one time a year where I don't have to do trades via the chaos wheel. I can actually make smart decisions with our money, if at all possible. The goal here is that we move off as much of this salary as possible. So we could take this deal. We give up a first for... I mean, I guess a couple of young and up-and-coming guys here in Chris Saunders and Bob Hunter. I'm not opposed to that. Same thing here with Tonde Yusufu and Davion Mitchell from the Nets. Okay, Nick Smith Jr. and a lottery-protected pick from the Lakers is an interesting idea. I think that might be it. Oh, Yannick Conan Niederhauser and Sam Morgan. We don't need another center, I don't think, though. Yeah, I think we go for Nick Smith Jr. here, decent point guard, and if we're bringing in Luka, right, if that's what we're going to do, he's going to play that point guard spot, so we don't need to worry about the quality of player we're getting in return here, and we'll accept that trade, and that leaves us with how much? We've got 32 mil now. Oh, and we can come out and send an offer at Luka. He's got 16 offers on him right now. And it looks like everybody can really only offer him not what he really wants. So if I come out and I offer him like I'll give him a player option on the back half, and we'll do it for 2+1. That way, in case he regresses, it's really bad. And yeah, we'll send that offer out to Luka. Oh my God. And how do we look after making that offer? We are far and away in the lead for Luka Doncic. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Luka at the point, Jeremiah Fears at shooting guard. We're kind of weak at small forward, power forward. Is there really anybody else here that makes that? Like Dalton Connect, or we could go Cam Whitmore or Pascal Siakam at 34, Ant at 35, or Anthony Davis at 35, not Ant. Yeah, I mean, Manas Buzelis is restricted, so we can't bring him back either. Yeah, I mean, we can't really get much better at small forward or power forward, but we can absolutely go get the best player in this free agent cycle, as we're going to go ahead and agree. Oh, no. Okay. This is a problem. So we can only sign this deal with Luka if we don't bring back Alex Sarr right now. So I guess we still have to dump more money. I mean, we have more expendable contracts, I think. We do want to hold on to Jeremiah Fears and Nick Smith's contract. GG. Yeah, all these guys I think we still want to keep. Robert Williams, though. Let's go ahead and see what kind of deal we can make to maybe get off of your bad money. Okay, we could get a first-round pick from the Clippers. If that means we get to dump the money for free, 2 first-round picks from the Rockets. Okay. Yeah, no, I'll take 2 first-round picks from the Rockets. You might think I'm fleecing the CPU, but okay, the CPU gets to fleece me all regular season. Let me have this, okay? As we will send another offer here at Luka. Like I said, we're going to go for the team option here, 2+1, and we will send that offer out. I mean, we are still far and away the best looking offer he's got. So, oh my God, we don't have the money. We don't have the money to sign him unless we give up Alex Sarr as well. And we just can't do that. We absolutely can't afford to give up Alex Sarr. So we have to match his money. And then, I mean, then it becomes like we give him a player option, but then we have to bring his money down. Like, how much can we bring it down before he's like objectively just not, yeah, he's just declining the offer at this point. Oh, and we traded away Jamal Murray to make this deal happen too. And he's probably gonna, like, he doesn't like any of these other offers. He does not like any of the other offers he's been given. And he's still here in day 1 of free agency. I mean, I feel like we shouldn't be that far away. We could always pivot to Ja here. It doesn't look like he's got an offer he's super interested in right now. But I really believe in my heart of hearts we can find a way to make this happen. So give me a sec. We put G.G. Jackson in the trade finder here. There are a couple of decent options. Like Ricky Council here would let us dump a ton of salary and pick up a pick from the Pistons. Cam Jones would allow us to do the same and get a pick, but that's lottery protected. So it really becomes who out of these two do I feel like is more valuable. And it's probably Cam Jones in a first here. So we make that deal. We continue to maybe damage our roster. That is still not enough. That's still not enough cap room. How much cap will it take? Oh my goodness. We have been in a clearing spree. Okay, we made one more trade. We traded away like a super awful rookie who was making $7 million a year, and that clears us up just enough cap space, I think, to make this deal. We give him whatever he wants. We give him the player option, the 2+1, and we send this deal out. And we we huddle in pain if he doesn't take the deal. I mean, he didn't accept it right off the bat, which is concerning. Still hasn't accepted it, and he will accept it on day 3. Yes. Luka Doncic is a New Orleans Pelican. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Now the issue is, what can we do at power forward and beyond? Noah Clowney here is not necessarily a bad option. 79 overall, probably can be a decent producer for us. Not a ton of shooters here, unfortunately. Like, if we're going to bring in one of these guys, I want them to be able to shoot off the bench. So I think we'll offer Noah Clowney a deal. We'll put a deal out for JT Toppin here as well, because he's a decent shooter at the power forward position. And then we need a small forward who can play some decent minutes for us, as we will maybe look for, this guy right here, Myron Gardner. Looks like he can play some decent basketball. Okay, so we couldn't bring in JT Toppin. I had a feeling that was going to happen. So pivot to a more affordable power forward here, like Kobe Brown, who we'll give a minimum to for 2 seasons here. And we have assembled a squad. Luka gets just a teeny bit worse. I don't care about that. That's fine. Alex Sarr gets a little better. Nick Smith gets a little bit better. Noah Clowney gets a little bit better, and Rui takes a step down. We kind of expected that he was going to start regressing at 30. Look at this front court. We've gone from Ja and Jeremiah Fears to Luka and Jeremiah Fears. And then our mid-court, our power forward and small forward player, definitely areas of concern for us. And then at center, we have a young and talented Alex Sarr, keeping things locked down for us. What an off-season rotation that was. Really had to stretch myself to make that contract work for Luka. At the end of the day, I would do it 40 times again if it means we get to bring him onto our squad. So with that being said, this will be the squad that we roll into next season with, and hopefully next episode we'll actually be able to have some playoff success. With that being said, it is the end here of episode 3. I really hope that you guys are enjoying watching these videos, and if you are, please leave a like and comment down below and subscribe to our channel. Not like we have so many of you that are watching these videos that are not subscribed to the channel. It really does help us out a lot. It helps me realize that what I'm doing isn't a complete waste of time, and there are people out there who are enjoying what I'm putting out there into the void. But with that being said, I hope to catch you guys in another episode here very soon. Take care.